Hey guys. So guys, we are just waiting for the people to join in. So yeah, Rishabh joined in. Hey Rishabh. So we're just waiting that more people join in. Hey Avneet. Good evening. Hey Avik. So now people are joining. So how is your day going on with all the hectic classes, CAs and everything? I attended my classes till 2 and we didn't have anything like teachers were absent and I was so glad that they are not there. Okay, so we have sir also have joined in. It's going fine. So yeah, many people have joined in. So guys, we are here back and this event is Unwind with UNYC. UNYC is United Nations Youth Committee and it is from LPU. And now we are actually going through like a event that's called Unwind with UNYC. Here we think all the people, like we take all the people that's around us and we interact them because they are the people who have achieved something, achieved heights of success. They know better than what's going on the world. So today we are having a personality that's Dr. Sagars Dhanraj Pandey, and I should say sir because he's assistant professor in LPU. So yes, I would just send a request. Yeah, so I'm just sending. Yes, I think so. Would be joining in. Accept. So
I still then, oh, sir is here. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Mac. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. I'm glad that you're here.
Thank you for having me.
No, sir, it's all our, we are so glad and lucky that we are able to interact with you and all the people that are here would be so glad to listen all your words here.
Definitely, we are going to have a good session, and whatever questions, whatever things you all want to know about me, I'll definitely try to address all those questions.
Yes, sir. All the people, all the students, and all the people who are now here can tell their questions in the chat box. We would surely answer you all. And stay tuned till the last because it's going to be so informative because a PhD person is here and we are now a college student. So it would be so great. So
Uh,
firstly, I welcome you on the behalf of whole UNYC family, sir. Thank you a lot.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this particular opportunity because a lot of time in the class we are not able to interact with the student, especially related to the whatever stuff we have done in our entire life, and it's a good opportunity to share my career and my life journey with all of you. So, good evening to all.
Yes, sir. SCP Guruji is here, guys. So what's SCP, sir, firstly?
SDP stands
SCP,
for
yeah,
Sagar Dhandraj Pandey. So, it's the short
yeah.
form of that. And Guruji, because my father was also a faculty and people used to call him Guruji. So, I love that particular word. And that's why I thought, like, on his death anniversary, I thought to start a channel, and that's why I've given the name SDP Guruji to my YouTube channel.
Oh yes, sir. Like many people have seen it, and I personally went to see it because all the people told me about it. And so firstly, I wanted to ask, like, you have been doing studies in computer science. So was it your personal choice or it was just a career commitment to it?
Yes, it was my personal choice because when I have taken admission in BTech, at that time my branch was electronics and communication. But as in my 11th and 12th standard, I have taken vocational with computer science background. So I was personally interested in that particular subject only. But during our days, not that much older, but yes, during our days, mechanical and electronics were trending branches. So my father forced me that I should take either electronics or mechanical branch. And while filling the preferences also, he has not given me the opportunity to write down any option as computer science. So he was like, you need to take either of these. So fortunately, I've taken electronics as my branch in first year. But while I was going through the first semester, I have noticed that I was studying C programming language. So I've noticed that compared to other subjects, I'm having my personal interest in computer science background. So I told him that I want to continue my entire engineering in computer science background. So he was like, okay, you can do that. For that, you need to be topper. Otherwise, you cannot change the branch now. So in our college, there was an opportunity if you come in the first five list. In that case, you'll be getting an opportunity to change your branch, to shift your branch from electrons to any other branches. So that is how I have started my studying. And fortunately, I was among the top five, and I was able to switch my branch from electronics to computer science. So that is how it started.
Sir, in your day, it was like mechanical and electronic trending, and now these days, computer science is trending.
Even electronics and computer science mechanical students are entering into computer science field. The reason is IT world is means having lot of opportunity for all of these branches. So that's why I think at least for this particular decade, computer science will be on trending. So it will be going far. So a lot of opportunity you'll be getting in computer science branch. So I think I have taken good decision that I've become the computer science engineer. I think some network issue is there. Mac, your
So
voice is
you
not.
have done
Yes.
many publications and everything in your LinkedIn account. I personally went through it all, and I saw like you have written 30 publication articles. So you can just tell us about one publication article that you're proud of, and you know that it was a hard work, but you did by hook by crook.
Actually, the thing is, it's not 30. I have not uploaded the remaining publication. It's around 45 now. The current status is 45 publication, and out of those 45 publications, one of my favorite publication is the paper which I have written in my PhD. That was the first paper. So it got rejected for first time in three different journals. So I was in my mid of my PhD. So that particular paper was not published. But now in this year, 2021, I think this is the lucky year for from publication point of view. It took around 8 months of time to get published, and now it is published in top 10 journals. So I can say like that is one of my favorite paper, consisting of machine learning approaches and feature engineering and all that. So it's published in Springer Nature. All of you can read that particular paper. That is one of my favorite paper. Around 30 pages it is, so you can go through it.
30 pages, sir. It's like we are getting so much of pressure like during studies only we don't study one page and 30 pages article.
Actually, while doing the PhD work, I thought like even though if I'm working with one or two technology or one or two algorithm, it will be fine. But I want to explore it more. I want to explore all the technologies which are available, like for feature engineering, whatsoever techniques are available, even in machine learning, whatsoever algorithms are available, I want to explore all of them. So that's why that the length of that paper extend it a lot. So it was,
So, but personally, I wanted to ask, like, you did in 3 years, you were able to complete your PhD, and you had your job, you had everything, you're managing home and everything. How were you able to do that PhD in 3 years along with your job and everything?
uh, initially, when I've started my PhD, I was very, very focused that anyhow I need to complete my PhD in 3 years only, because if I'm extending my work, that clearly signifies that I'm taking my PhD work grantedly. So I don't want to do like that. And my father demised in the earlier days of my PhD. So it was him continuously motivating me. It was the thing in my mind that anyhow I have to complete it within 3 years only. So uh, I've done all the work in 2.5 years only, and officially I cannot submit it before 3 years as per the UGC norm. So that's why it took 3 years. Rather than that, it was completed in 2.5 years only. So anyhow, I was able to manage that.
Okay, sir. So, did you always want to be a teacher only, or you had some interest in in corporate sector because you tried, even you went into corporate sector also.
Yeah, my campus placement was already in Chandigarh itself, even though I was from Maharashtra, but my first company, which was Smart Data Enterprises, it was from Chandigarh itself, and I worked over there. But what I found was my personal passion is in teaching only. So, since from the childhood, I was looking after my father, so I loved that particular job to share the knowledge, to contribute in the careers of other students. So, I was motivated from him itself. So, I was very, very sure that I want to be a teacher only. I've tried IT, even I have founded one of my companies were there, Macrito Innovation Private Limited. So I was the managing director in that company, and worked for around 2 years simultaneously. But after that, I want to extend my work in this particular field in the teaching itself. So that's why I continue my work in this area, and now I've completed my PhD. So looking
It's
forward
like
for it.
okay, sir. So you have done so many certifications like in different streams of computer science. So here the students are here. So can you just tell them that which platform is important or valuable in terms of getting a certificate?
Uh, this is one of the important question from a student point of view, and a lot of students usually ask this question in the class itself. So I want to tell from your platform that whenever you are doing a certification, at that time, try to opt those certification in which life projects or projects are included. Okay, while choosing, that is the first thing. Second thing is you should have certification of global weightage if you want to build your career internationally as well. Third thing is the primary certificates which you all can have is NPTEL, NAPTEL certificates, because it is recognized by IITs and Government of India. Okay, so you can go for that. And apart from that, it depends upon your branch, it depends upon the area of your interest. Like if you're interested in database, you should go for Oracle certification. If you're interested for C hash programming, you should go for Microsoft certification. So it varies
Yes, sir.
from branch to branch, personal interest as well. I would suggest to all of you that don't try to take the certificate or collect the certificate only if your friend is taking it or doing it. It's not like that. Collecting the certificates from any forum or any platforms is not a bad thing, but
Yes.
as you are adding it into your resume, so definitely you'll be getting a lot of questions over there. So while getting the questions,
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
you have to be very sure that you are trying to provide all the details. Means like if you I
Yes,
have
sir.
to defend few questions, if few questions are
Yes, sir.
coming in that particular certification. So try to choose a certificate, try to do the certificate of your interest or in which you want to build a career. If I want to be a web developer, no need of doing
Mm-hmm.
certification in testing, software testing, or in any other field. Okay, so that is my personal suggestion to all. Apart from this, while doing this certification, make sure that you have done at least 1 or 2 live projects, because building a project create an impact toward on the interviewer, as well as you can define and justify your certificates that yes, I have done the certification and this was the project which I have developed during the entire course, whatever stuff I have learned over there. So that is the suggestion which I want to give to all.
Okay, sir. So personally, if there are any platforms that you could just name them so that they can just go for that.
Coursera, they can go for Coursera certifications. They can go for Analytics Vidya. Then Udemy is also okay. But NPTEL, I would recommend. A lot of people think like the sessions are not that much interactive on NPTEL, lengthy and boring kind of stuff. A lot of feedbacks I've got, but their assignments, their exercises are very, very creative, very, very effective, because solving even 2 or 3 assignments will create an impact. You need to think. You'll not get the answer directly on the internet. So all the assignments are self-created. Even though you're not going for certification, but at least courses and assignments are free of cost. Try to solve those. Again, it will be a
Yes,
plus
sir.
for you. It will be very helpful for all of you.
So do you think that research for a bachelor student that is right now doing bachelor is important or should do that?
Uh, According to me, I think like research is good for everyone. Okay, not only for bachelors, even people are doing the research from their diploma and basic degrees as well. But
Yes.
if you want to build your career in data science background, or if you're thinking for the profile of data scientist, in that case, I would suggest that having research in your earlier bachelor's is very, very helpful for you, because they are looking for an X factor while they are recruiting.
Yes.
And you should have certifications. A lot of people are only engaged with certification. They are hunting for certification. They are searching for the certificate. They want to gather multiple certificates. But I would suggest like certificate is good thing. But apart from that, if you're doing a research, means at least you're publishing a research paper or you're doing a research based project, it will create a lot of impact, because in your entire class you only tell me how many students are doing research or research oriented projects. So out of 60, hardly 2 or 3 people are interested. So if you
Yes,
have
sir.
publish your work on a global platform, ultimately interviewer will get attracted towards your work, and as your work is already recognized by other people, so definitely it will be helpful for you. So I would suggest like research is a good thing for even bachelors.
Yes, sir. You got like Emerging Scientist Award.
Yeah.
So what were the things or what was the idea that you know that you got nominated and you got that award for it?
Actually, as I've mentioned, in the 3 years, I have published around 30 to 40 papers, and continuously the papers were getting published in good reputed journals. Around 8 SCIs I have already published and 3 Scopus journals. So as these papers are getting cited repeatedly, so they have shortlisted my profile, and I was very fortunate enough to get the award at Pondicherry. So it was a
So
very
it's
nice
not like
experience.
fortunate enough, you deserved it, that's why you got it.
Thank you for the compliment. But yeah, getting award is definitely a good thing. Getting recognition of your work, it always motivates us,
Yes, sir.
and it helps us to enlarge our career or to extend the works in the field which we are trying to do. So definitely, I'll continue to do the research work, and I'll try to get whatever awards coming into the pipeline. I'll try to grab them all. Hopefully, next year in our college also, I'll try to get some good awards.
Okay. So, sir, you have already done a bachelor's, master's, and now PhD even. So, what are your future goals regarding it?
Future goals are I want to study more. So thinking of
So,
postdoc
sir,
as
sir, PhD is enough, I think.
yeah, PhD is enough for a lot of people, but I think the last step is left, which is postdoctorate. So I'm planning to do that, and now after that it will be the official end of career globally. So why to stop for 1 year or for 2 years? So I'm planning to go for postdoc as well. I've shortlisted. My interview has already completed, and I'm shortlisted for a profile. So planning for that in the next year. So we'll be starting my postdoc in the coming years.
So right now we are in bachelor's and we are thinking like by hook by crook we just complete our degree.
Yeah, it depends. Like a lot of people think like doing diploma and doing a bachelor's degree is more than sufficient, but it is personal choice. I love to study. I love to read books. I love to do research. I love to share my knowledge. I think like even we are at 50 years of age, we are a student, and if we are reading something, if we are trying to get knowledge, or if we are trying to enhance our skill set, definitely we'll be able to share that as well. So I will keep on studying this stuff. I'll try to gain knowledge and try to collect a lot of things, and hopefully we'll be able to share with all of you. So I'll continue to do
Sir,
this
like
particular
I wanted
process.
to ask, there's a question written there that how do you manage time, that research plus studies plus jobs and everything?
Most important thing, if you are working at any platform or if you are doing any job, full-time job, time management is very crucial. So what I did was in the early morning, I used to go through my academic stuff, whatever stuff was already assigned or whatever tasks were already assigned. After entering into the college, my formula was once 5 p.m. is completed, I'm not going to do any single task or activity at my home. All the activities I'll be winding up in the college itself. Okay, so 9 to 5 is my time. Whatever it is, checking the sheet, uploading the questions, doing all the extra activities, whatever assigned to us in the academics. I'll try to wind it up by 5 p.m. itself. And in the evening, I'll start again my remaining work at 7 p.m. and 7 to 9 or 7 to 10, I'll do my research activities. So this is how I was able to manage it. If you have interest, na, you'll not never get bored. Like if you love to watch movies, and if I'm giving you an option like at 9 p.m., will you be interested to watch a movie? Definitely, as you are fond of it, you'll be going for that. So it's like it's same with me. If you're asking me that, sir, will you be able to share some knowledge at 10 o'clock or 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. in the midnight also? So if I'm free, if I'm healthy, definitely I'll be okay with that session also. So I'm okay with that stuff as well.
Okay, sir. So can you tell students how to write research articles? As I saw on LinkedIn that you are recognized by Google Scholar.
Yeah, the journey has started. I can say official journey has started. Recently, 100 citations were completed on Google Scholar.
Yes, sir.
So for writing research paper, there are different types of research paper. You can go for survey based or review based research paper. You can also go for implementation based or propose based research paper. So if you're going for survey based research paper, at that time you need to read. If let's suppose you have taken any topic like any sort of attack, if you're considering, my PhD work was based upon DDoS attack. So you need to study those research paper which are already published based upon that topic. Like DDoS attack is possible to detect with so many approaches. So you're going to create a summary of that, you're going to create a literature survey of that, and you're going to create a comparative analysis table. Like, yes, these are the common parameters which are identified by the other researcher, and based upon that, they have identified this particular aspects. So comparative analysis you can do for survey based paper. For implementation based paper, you need to collect the data set either of your own or from any website like Kaggle, UCI or WHO, whatever project you are doing. After gathering that particular data set, you can implement your own machine learning, deep learning model or any approach, whatever you are having.
Yes.
After implementing the model, you need to check whether your results are better from other researcher or not. So if it is better, in that case, you can also publish an implementation paper as well. So it's like that.
Okay,
two main category I can suggest, like review and implementation from research point of view. And
research
if
point of view.
definitely, I can see in the chat also, if definitely if anyone is interested, you can ping me after this session. We will definitely proceed for writing the paper. So no issue. I can
Sir, I
guide
would
you
just
along with
ask if mechanical students can also join.
definitely. Some of the people have joined from mechanical and civil background also. And recently one article might be published in the future related to environmental background as well. So there is no restriction from background or domain point of view.
No, sir, I'm
Always
asking
welcome.
from my point of view.
No issue. I am always welcoming all the students. So definitely you can proceed and I'll be guiding you for that particular stuff. No, I'll be
Okay, sir.
happy to guide you for writing the research paper.
Okay, sir. So, sir, you in the starting you told that you started a YouTube channel after the name of your father.
Yes,
So, what
yes.
was your main aim starting a YouTube channel?
Uh, in the initial days, I used to take online classes and batches and all. So what I thought was the curriculum and the academics was not sufficient back towards in my 2015 and 16 in my previous college. So a lot of people used to join different classes and all this stuff. So I thought like if I'm having some good knowledge which is useful for all, I should share that. So for that purpose, I have taken that initiative. I'll start my YouTube channel and I'll try to share whatever knowledge I am having free of cost to all the student. So that was the motivation and reason that I have started a YouTube channel. And definitely it will be in last 8 months it was means very few videos were uploaded because I need to complete two important activities in my life. First was my PhD and second was my marriage. So both the activities was
Oh, sir.
simultaneously.
So, congratulations for your marriage and your PhD, sir, firstly.
Thank you. So both of them need to be wind up in the 6 months. So that's why in those 6 months, no video were uploaded on YouTube. But now again, I have restarted it. So definitely, you will get a lot of good videos in the coming days.
So, sir, like you have done master's, PhD, and now you're talking about getting postdoctorate and
Postdoc.
everything. So, do you think nowadays having just a bachelor degree is enough?
It depends upon what sort of career you're thinking after. Like if you want to be a corporate software developer, I would not say like being a PhD or being a postdoc is required over there. Being bachelor's also is sufficient for if the people who are interested only in the development field or only in the engineer
Mm-hmm.
level field. But if you think like I want to be the manager in the company
Yes.
as well, in the corporate as well, in that case, bachelor's is not sufficient. You should go for either MS, Master of Science, or you should go for MBA at least. And
Yes.
if you want to be a faculty, if you want to be a teacher, in that case, PhD is mandatory now. You
Yes,
can
sir.
see
It's
in
mandatory.
2021 itself, UGC has given one GR that you have to complete your PhD. Now the deadline is extended, I think, for 8 months or 10 months. But definitely in the coming years, you will see like PhD is mandatory for a teacher. So it depends upon one's personal career choice, what career you are looking
Yes.
after. If you want to be at manager level, bachelor's will not be sufficient. You need to go for master's at least. And if you want to be a faculty or a teacher or a research scholar, then PhD is must. Postdoc is optional, okay? So it is not for
Postdoc, you are doing that, so you are mentioning it, sir.
yeah, I'm mentioning it because if you are up to something, you should be finishing it completely. Okay, so if you are looking after a cricket match, let's suppose an IPL match, and if MSD is there, so what you're going to expect? He should stay at the end of the inning and he should complete it up. So it's like
Yes,
that.
sir.
I want to complete the entire stuff, whatever there in the global level. And once the postdoc is completed, now I don't think there is any other official degree or experience certificate which is required after that. So that will be the official end of the career, I think, from degrees and certificates point of view.
Sir, so you were the topper. Like I just saw that you got merit position in your college and everything. So you were always the topper.
No, actually, the thing
So
was, uh,
no, no, sir,
I
you were.
yeah, I was merit in BTech as well as in masters also, and in my PhD coursework also, I've got 9.5 CGPA. So CGPAs were very good. But the thing was, I've never planned to be a topper. In my third semester, what happened? My favorite subject was mathematics, and in M1, M2, I've got more than 80 marks. And I was like, this is the last subject which I'm going to have in my career, especially from mathematics background. But in M3, I've got grace, and I was completely shattered. Like in my entire career, I've got so many good marks, but somehow my uh, third semester's marks were not up to the mark. So I was like very, very, means you can say like it was very tragic moment for me. Like I was planning for being at least for 70, 75 percentage, and all of a sudden I was at 65%. So in the next semester, I need to push back myself. So it was like so hard that I've got around 79%, and I somehow I've managed to be in the merit list. And my HOD at that time has said one thing like, try to come a topper at least once in your entire life. And if you are becoming a topper in your entire life, you'll never lose that particular position. I was like, yeah, once in the life we should come, we should be a topper. And after being on the top, you'll feel like, yeah, I don't want to leave that position. I should carry forward. I should be able to
No,
continue
no,
with
sir,
that.
but you are getting, awards, you're getting PhD and everything. So, sir, can you just give some tips to the students that are here that how could they just maintain their CGPA? Because right now you are telling 9.5 CGPA, and myself, I'm just, battling myself to just get CGPA over 7.
Maintaining the CGPA, look, company expects 7.5 CGPA at least if you want to give almost all of the campus placement. So you should try to maintain the CGPA of 7.5. How you can manage it? Managing the CGPA is not a difficult task, because if you're taking, look, there are three CAs for every student. So if you're taking at least one CA seriously, na, definitely your semester will be okay. The thing is,
No, sir.
students are not taking any CS seriously. So that's why they are suffering with this stuff. And second thing is, at least from your midterm and end term, if you're taking your end term seriously, everything will be balanced. So don't take all of your exams grantedly. At least one CA should be there, and one end term and midterm should be seriously given. Now, how we can be serious? Now you have done all of the fun activity and all of those stuff in your entire semester. You need to study for 2 months at least, one during your midterms, so that your half of the syllabus will be over and you don't have to look for the notes and all this stuff. Try to gather all the contents at least. The major thing which I would suggest to everyone is, lot of people are suffering with the contents. They are not having content like from where to study, what to study. During their end terms, at that time they'll try to collect all the notes and everything. So I would suggest like, try to have all the notes, all the content, at least give a read. Don't try to mug up or do the rattas and all. At least read this stuff. If you're reading it twice, definitely something will be entering into your mind.
Sir, I think this online system has made us more lazy.
uh, it depends upon how you are taking it. Like, I was a PhD scholar in this online system only. So I have published so many research papers. Okay.
Sir.
And there are few students who are still having backlogs in this online system. So it depends upon a personal choice, how you have taken this opportunity. Okay. So if you are uh, blaming or saying like online platform is not good, it depends upon you. I would say like, even though this particular online exams were there, all this stuffs were there, at least you should have some certification. What you were doing in your free times. If you are not serious about all of the subject, at least you should have gathered some knowledge, some certification, some projects from your own interest. Like you want to be a graphic designer. Why you have not done a course or certification in graphic designing? What you were doing? So that
So
is the question which I want to ask to everyone. Like,
it's like sometimes like online system was there, but the main problem was right now like 9 to 5 we already had classes, but the teachers almost like kept their classes like from 5 to 6, 6 to 7, because now they are at home, and now even if they're absent in the class, they would keep makeup classes in any of the time interval. So, and the CAs and midterms, we were not able to firstly get the lecture, and secondly, when CAs came, then we almost got blank. And Rishabh, right now, sir, in the Rishabh in the chat box has so many problems. Like बिना ऑनलाइन के 9.5 आ गए सर के, हमारे ऑनलाइन में नहीं आ रहे.
वो इसलिए नहीं आ रहे ऋषभ, because you have not decided, you have not targeted it. The major thing is, if you want to get 7 CGPA, you will target for 6.5 or 7 CGPA. So in that case, you will be getting 6 or 5.5. Try to target 8 CGPA. Definitely, you'll reach towards 6.5 or 7 CGPA. So your target should be always higher. Okay. If
Yes.
you're targeting for 70s and 80%, you'll never get 70s and 80%. In that case, you'll be getting 60 or
True,
65%.
sir.
That is the first thing. Second thing is, uh, it's like until and unless it is not coming from your inside, like, yes, I actually want to do this stuff. Like before one day of your exam, you actually think like, I need to study hard because I have to clear that particular
Take
paper.
pass.
So until and unless it is not coming from your inside, you'll never be able to go to that particular level. But yeah, you have to be focused. I don't say like you should have 9 CGPA or 10 CGPA. I would say like you should have good skill set. Try to enhance your skill in which you are having personal interest. Even though if you are interested in photography, no issue. You should enhance your skill set. You should do courses, certification related to photographies also. If you are interested in surfing the internet, you should go for SEO, search engine optimization. Again, certifications are there. So I would say like any of the professions, uh, if you are dedicated, if you are focused on that particular area, you will be succeeding in your life. This particular CGPA percentage, it will be never asked during your interview that how much CGPA were there you were getting. In my entire career, no one never asked me that how much CGPA you were having. That is only the filter part. Means minimum 7.5 CGPA is there. Okay, you are available for interview, and after entering into your interview, you can proceed, and you will be asked only for the skills, and you will be getting recruited only for your skill set. Okay. Even you can see a lot of success stories, like people are having backlogs. Even so many students are there that those who are having backlogs, even they were dropouts, but now they are so much successful. They are having their own startups. So if you're
Yes, sir.
working on your own goals, if you're having your own target, definitely you'll be able to reach that. Try to set target. What computer science students usually do, they are unable to figure out their target. They are searching for the target in the 6th or 7th semester. So it is already very late for them, and other people are getting recruited. And in that situation, they'll be panicked, and they'll think like, my friends are getting recruited, and so much pressure they will be creating on themselves only. So I would say like, yes, this is the journey. Everyone is there for getting placement. So why not to start from second year? Why you're waiting
Yes,
for
sir.
third year, and why you're waiting for last year? So if you already know, like a lot of people are already clear, I want to go for my own business. I want to have my own career. So why not to get this certification, get the knowledge related to that particular field? So I would say like start from your second year itself. Start improving your skills. If you are having skill, definitely you will be getting recruited. If you are having skills, definitely you will be getting recognized. If you're working hard on your skills, your entire world is there for welcoming you. Okay, so that is the suggestion which I want to give to everyone.
Means B students should start at a early age.
That is very important. Nowadays, a lot of students are there. I can see in the computer background, as I'm teaching to computer students, they are already doing their programming skills in their 11th and 12th standard. So now you only think you will be competing with those students who are already skills. So try to think how dangerous your juniors are. I'm not saying like seniors are not good or something like. I'm not comparing the things, but they are very very focused. They are very much eager to learn new things. They are thinking like, yes, I should have my own stuff. And while setting the goal, try to set the goal as per your interest. Don't look after your colleagues. People are bothering about, my friend is choosing computer networks, my friend is choosing web development, I should also go for web development. Don't do this kind of activity. If he is getting recruited, he'll not say like, take this 10,000 because you have chosen the branch because of me only. He'll be having his own career. He'll be having his own life. He'll not come and say in the interview like, he's my friend, please get him recruited. It will not going to happen. You have to build your own career. You have to be very very focused about your own career. So I would say like, if you are having any goal, try to go move in that particular direction. Try to move in that particular path, that yes, how I can achieve my goal. In between, lot of people get diverted. If I have set a goal of IT company, in between, if my relative or if my brother or sister or colleague or cousins are saying, no, no, don't go for corporate. A lot of people are getting are resigning from the corporate. You should go for higher study. Don't listen to all this stuff. You have set your goals. You have decided you want to be an IT engineer. Move in that particular direction. As I have already told you that my father always wanted me to be an either mechanical or electronics engineer, but I was having my own interest in computer science background. In that was the reason I have changed my background. Even while means if you are leaving a company, it's very hard because that was the first job which I have got in. I was at around 21 or 22 years of age, and I have got my first job. And people were saying like, you are leaving an opportunity, and it's very good opportunity. They even my company was saying like, if I'm waiting for 2.5 years over there, I was having an opportunity to go to Australia as well from the company itself. But I was like, no, I want to share my knowledge. I'm very happy if a few people are getting smile if I'm sharing my knowledge with them. So that was the reason I've chosen a career of teaching. If I'm not sharing the knowledge which is there with me, I'm internally not happy. Externally or financially, lot of good things are there, but internally, I'm happy if anyone is getting some things from my end. So I think like, if I've contributed a bit in their career, so it is very good for me. That is
So
my
you
reward.
Yes, sir. Like I just now get to know that it's your passion towards teaching that you are doing it. And so
Yes,
you
yes.
were there at the international, you were called as a speaker in the international conference in healthcare at London, UK. So what were the things that you shared?
Actually, a lot of speaking opportunity I've got in the month of March 2022 in the Dubai, in the London, UK, and other areas as well. But I don't think that I'll be able to go over there because, as I have told you, I'll be starting my postdoc. So
Yes.
it might be possible that I'll be going for my postdoc during that time. But they have called me for discussing or for presenting the work which I've published related to COVID-19. So a research article is published based upon COVID-19, which is having transfer learning into it, one of the recent and latest technology. So I've created a model, a system which is able to detect COVID-19 situation based upon the parameters, and the algorithm which was used was very trending in the current research area. So that's why they have gone through the research paper and they were very, very impressed, and they thought of discussing that particular paper in their conference. So that's why they have called me.
Okay, so that's why I was just like unsure, like it's healthcare now and you belong to computer science. So I had something in my mind that how computer science and healthcare got connected.
It's exactly same like, as being a mechanical student, you are interested to do a research paper with
No
me.
aerospace students, sir, that comes under mechanical.
Yeah, yeah. I've gone through. the LinkedIn profile as well. So aerospace engineer can also do the research activity with computer background also, because in flights also there are fuzzy logics which has been used for automation.
Yes, sir.
For handling the parts also, we are having automation. For operating GPS system also, we are having computer programming. Even all these stuffs are digitally managed. So like in the healthcare system, all the lasers, all the digital operations which is happening, it's happening with the help of programming languages only, and machine learning and AI, which is my personal area and area of interest as well. So it is having wide range of variety of research. So healthcare, a lot of research papers are published. A COVID review is also published. Apart from that, fraud cases based upon healthcare system are also published. So these are some of the research contributions. So it's not like being a computer science engineer, you will not be able to do the research in
Yes,
medical
sir.
background. And now, as you can see, PhD is also a doctor. Okay, so
Yes,
being
sir.
being a doctorate,
Doctor of
we can
computer.
yeah, doctor of computer science background, doctor of philosophy. So we can also have our career in medical background also. Healthcare is one of the sector which we can target because it is currently trending since from COVID-19. So those who are new researcher, those who are looking for the research activity, I would suggest healthcare and medical background, they can opt for their career. It is very trending. The postdoc which I am about to do is in research medical healthcare background only. So
Okay, so so now will you be like leaving the job for it?
very dangerous question. Even I'm having a question mark on this. I'm not going to leave. Means two options are there. Either I can leave or I can go for lease for 1 or 2 years. Uh, I'll be taking this in month of. I'm I'm not I'm not very sure about that, but if I'm getting the opportunity over there, and if as college is very helpful and college is also saying that you can go for the research activity, I'll take that decision on in the month of January. But it might be possible that the thing which you have said, it might be possible. I cannot say like yes or no, but it might be. It
So
might be
your
possible
students are
because
here, they would get a heart attack right now.
yes, that's why I'm saying like even if I'm going for lease, I need to go physically over there, and I'll be a full-time scholar over there. So in that case, people will get connected with me through YouTube also. They'll be getting connected with me through
Yes.
different platforms. So it's not a big deal. And now because of this all video conferencing and all this stuff, easily we can get connected. And if I'm going at good platform, if I'm learning new things, again, as I've told you, I'll be able to share more new things to my students only. So if I'm getting benefit, definitely they will be getting benefited because I'll be having some extra age, some extra knowledge in my career. So that is the thought. There is no
No, no,
assurity.
sir, it's a great thought that you just want to share your knowledge to us. And totally now I get the point that why Avik and Rishabh, they are so in like friendly with you because you make the surrounding and atmosphere so comfortable around you that we can question you and we can just ask you anything that we have in our mind.
There are multiple types of teachers. Like one of them are like Gurukul you have seen in the Mohabbat movie, and a few teachers are like SRK in the Mohabbat movie itself. So if you are friendly with your student, definitely they'll be able to share their queries, especially from career point of view, from their placement
Yes, sir.
point of view, from the issues which they are facing during their curriculum and activities which they are doing. Even I'm associated with a lot of organizations, so I feel very fortunate that if I'm getting connected in such kind of events, I feel like again I'm reliving my engineering days. So it's like again I'm getting an opportunity to participate in the event along with the students. So I'll continue to do that. And yes, I'm friendly with my student because uh, if they are doing good activities, good things like organizing such kind of events, so definitely I would like to contribute in that a bit, whatever I can do for their career, for other students' career as well. So I'll never miss an opportunity like this. I'll try to
No,
move
sir,
further.
it's like we are so lucky that you were a part of this Unwind with UNYC event. And so you told that you are part of many organizations. So can you just name them?
A lot of organizations are there. Name some of the names, which is Tech Army was there. And then apart from that, POSOC was there. Then a lot of organization in my prior college were there. Like we have organized event like Spark, Yukti, forums over there, and not
So
only
you
in
are part of
technical.
many live projects of previous college also, right?
Yes, not only from technical background, even I was means I was the committee member of cultural events also. So fortunately, 3 times I was connected with with my prior college, and 2 times we have won the first award in the dancing. So not only I am having interest in technical background, even though people are interested in dancing and all and drama and all this stuff, I'm happy to share my inputs in those areas as well.
So you were all round student all time. That's why you were favorite, I should say. That's why you were the topper. You got all the positions. You're getting awards.
Uh, Actually, I never miss an opportunity. If I'm getting any opportunity, whether it is
Yes.
from cultural background or technical background, uh, in my days as I was a topper at that time, I've got an opportunity to be a general secretary of the college. Some of my colleagues were like, why you want to be GS? Because you are a technical student, why you want to join a political kind of stuff? I was like, I don't want to join politics, but I don't want to miss an opportunity from where I can help the other colleagues, from where I can help my own college to organize some events, some impactful events. So I was like, yes, I'm okay with all this stuff, whether it is technical, non-technical. Even though if I'm not having that much of knowledge of any field, but I'm eager, I'm excited to contribute in that, whether it is related to art, craft, anything. So I never miss an opportunity. So that's why might be the term which you have used is correct.
So yes, sir. So firstly, sir, you shared all the knowledge and all your time. Like it's being an hour, and I don't know when I even started it. It's like an hour gone,
Okay.
and I don't know even the time. And sir, your video is actually paused. I think so. There is a network issue.
Let me check. I can see the video.
No, actually, your video is paused.
Let me refresh it. I need to leave and again join.
No, sir. It's like, let me see. Yes, sir. Actually, you're having some network issue.
Is it okay now? Am I
No,
visible?
sir. And
Okay,
they
I'll
want
leave.
to see you. Like they are written,
Okay.
sir. We can't see, sir.
Okay. I'll leave and again join. Okay, I'll send again a request.
Okay, sir. So guys, we need just to wait 2 minutes. It's almost over, and I just want you to just have some calmness till he joins again. Okay, so he has joined, and he would be here.
Yes, am I visible
Yeah.
now?
He's there. Sir, they wanted to see you so desperately. I can't even say anything.
Thank you for giving so much love, so much affection, because I'm very much touched with this and feel very lucky that so many students are connected with me and having good equations. Like they share their problems, they try to uh, discuss a lot of stuff with me, and I'm happy that I'm able to contribute something in their career as well as in their achieving their goals as well. So thank you all.
No,
Thank you all the
thank you,
comments. Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you for joining here, telling us all the things that we wanted to know. And sir, the way you are, be the same you are. get yourself the doctorate degree and get back to university as soon as possible. And the
Definitely.
students are waiting. I would say just because the way he has written that we can't see, sir, that only describes the bond that you must be having with your students.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much to all the students, those who were there in the entire session, and those who are supporting us. Thank you, Gibran, Dheeraj, Avik, all the names. There is a long list. Thank you so much. And yeah, even I want to get back to university soon once I've completed my work. So hope so. I'll be joining it soon once the degree is completed. And thank you so much for organizing such an good and exciting discussion interaction session. You have done a PhD on my entire career, on my entire uh, journey of my PhD as well as an
Yes.
entire career. So thank you so much for that. And this was one of the memorable live interaction which I've ever had, because first time I was able to discuss all the stuff which was there in my entire career. So previously I was able to discuss technical events and other events, but this interaction was especially from my journey point of view. So hopefully it will motivate some of the students to get into their good
Surely, sir,
careers.
it would motivate them. And personally, I would just say that UNYC is the thing that we got connected. I got connected to you, and many of the students who would be seeing this will get connected and will get motivated and get knowledge. So I think so that Unwind with UNYC, whosoever that person was, it's a great idea. And I would just say thank you to UNYC for giving me a chance that I'm able to talk to you and getting knowledge. And so, sir, thanks a lot. And hopefully, if university reopens, I would surely meet you there.
Definitely, definitely. Next semester will be offline only, so all of you are
I
welcome
would
to
be
the
meeting you
university.
surely, sir.
Definitely, definitely. I'll try to meet everyone in the forum, everyone in the team. So thank you so much, UNYC, for giving this opportunity. Thank you all. If any
Thank you, sir.
query, any question, anything you're having, you can either visit to my website, you can send an email, or you can ask through Instagram, any platform you can use, any
You can
social
just
media
bring sir
platform.
anywhere. Sir would answer your questions for sure.
Definitely, I'll try to address all of them.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mac. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Sir.